RVing is sold as the all-American adventure. Freedom, flexibility, doing whatever you want. But here's the truth. The open road is less about freedom and more about technicalities. The minute you buy an RV, you're basically enrolled in law school. And so today, we're going to cover 8 of the dumbest RV laws you never even knew existed. Welcome back to the Camping Board. Keep in mind before we get into this video, it's not legal advice. I'm not your lawyer. If you want that, call him. Not a YouTuber who thinks boondocking is a survival skill. Many of the laws mentioned here are real enough to ruin your trip, but not necessarily your Netflix password, so proceed with caution and some sarcasm. First up on our list, sleeping in your own driveway. Let's start things out with some states like Virginia and North Carolina, for example, where it's illegal to sleep in your RV in your own driveway. This seems a little bit crazy to me, because what is an RV for if you're not sleeping in it? Imagine explaining this to the new owner. Congrats on your new RV. Just remember, no sleeping in it unless you leave your property. Then everything's fine. Good luck. And the city's going to tell you it's because they don't want any temporary structures becoming permanent residents, which is understandable, but it's government talk for we don't want your brother-in-law showing up, moving in, and grilling shirtless out in the front yard. And you know these were written by people who have never camped a day in their life. It's like the city planners out there thinking RVers are running underground meth labs in the cul-de-sac. And imagine if you're a cop that gets called to a scene like this. So what's the problem here? You're sleeping on your own property in your own RV? Imagine the crime. Meanwhile, across the street, your neighbor's out there welding at 3 a.m. in his underwear, and that's totally legal. Number 2 on the list. Some states it's illegal to park overnight at a Walmart. Now we all know that Walmart's known for the church of RVers, a place where you can stock up on supplies and watch humanity trickle in at 3 a.m. to buy Pop-Tarts and motor oil. Except, not everywhere. All in New York, places in Colorado, some spots in Florida, they all banned it. Now you got certain RV forums out there that are completely dedicated to whether or not Walmart allows this. They got people calling the stores like, "Excuse me, sir, am I allowed to exist in your parking lot tonight?" Funny part is you're not allowed to sleep in the parking lot, but if you go inside at 4 a.m., somebody's on the recliner snoozing away. Most, if not all, of these places are going to have signs that say no overnight parking. It's almost like they think you're going to set up a subdivision in the home and garden section, when really you just wanted 6 hours of sleep without paying KOA $89. Number 3 law on the list that you might not have known. Some states out there your pet has to be restrained while riding in an RV. California, Connecticut, Hawaii, to name a few. They all have laws out there that require your pet to be buckled in. Now listen, I get it. It makes sense. A 20-pound dog in a crash is like a furry cannonball with teeth. But try explaining that to the dog. You strap a harness on a Labrador, and suddenly you could find yourself in a hostage negotiation. Some people get shocked when they hear about this law, but really it boils down to somebody did drive with a dog on their lap. Probably one hand on the wheel and the other one scratching behind Fido's ears. And they get pulled over and they're like, "No, officer, this is my emotional support airbag." Number 4 law you might not know. It's illegal to cook in a moving RV. Places like Washington State, for example, somebody was out there sauteing onions while traveling down I-5. "Sorry, officer, I didn't see the speed limit sign. I was distracted by my wife's risotto." You know the lawmakers just didn't invent this law. Something had happened. Somebody probably crashed a Winnebago with a full Thanksgiving spread while making a turn. Honestly though, it's probably the most practical law on the list. Nothing ruins your resale quicker than chili on the carpet. That's a smell that doesn't come out. Number 5 on the list. It might be illegal in some states to tow your RV on a Sunday. Rhode Island, for example, still bans towing on Sundays without a special permit. Now yeah, it's still left over from the blue laws. You know, the laws that basically prohibited working, drinking, shopping, or basically existing on a Sunday. Not sure, I can't imagine the problem poses for this, or if the officers even enforce it. If you're not allowed to sleep in your driveway in Virginia or tow your RV on a Sunday in Rhode Island, basically the only time to use it legally is never. Number 6 on the list you probably didn't know about. You can't dump your dishwater on the ground. Minnesota, New Hampshire, California. Don't let it happen. I'm not talking about sewage. I'm not talking about black or gray tanks. I'm talking about dishwater. Which means in some states it's illegal to toss your spaghetti water, treating you like a felon. "No, officer, I wasn't polluting the river. That's just lasagna runoff." And sure, the science makes sense. Soap messes with the water's ecosystem. But try explaining that to the ranger when you're just rinsing out your coffee cup. Number 7 on the list, if you're traveling through Montana, be sure to yield to those horses. Montana law tells you if a horse gets spooked by your RV, you gotta pull over, shut off the engine, and wait to be waved by the rider. So yeah, believe it or not, your $100,000 diesel pusher is actually second to a $40 saddle. Think about it, horses do spook pretty easy. They're like giant muscular toddlers. If one bolts, your RV insurance isn't winning that lawsuit. But think about what that law really means. At any minute, you could be legally detained by a horse. If you live in Montana, don't drive your RV without planning on negotiating with Mr. Ed. Number 8 on the list, there's a state out there that requires a waste disposal plan. Good old Texas. Some counties out there actually require you to have a written documented plan to get rid of your waste, which really means it's somebody's job out there to review your poop paperwork. Excuse me, sir, eventually a gas station stop isn't really a written plan. Please reprovide some diagrams. I get why they did it. Van lifers and sketchy RVers are out there dumping in ditches. Texas had to get serious about it. But imagine explaining this to your spouse. Hey honey, you mind stopping at the store and picking up some maps, some snacks, and maybe a waste flow management diagram? Number 9 on the list, RV alcohol laws. Your fridge might be making you a criminal. In some states, it's technically illegal to have an open container alcohol in your RV while you're driving. Sounds normal, right? No drinking and driving. Except an RV is both your vehicle and your house. So now the law basically says if you're in the front seat, that beer's a crime, but if you're in the back, it's just domestic alcohol consumption. If a cop pulls you over and asks you if you're drinking and driving, you just say to him, "No, officer, I'm drinking and living." Now, unfortunately here, the laws are totally inconsistent. In some states, the RV is treated like a car. No booze, period. In others, the RV is treated like a house once you're parked, but not while you're moving. But in Louisiana, you could probably fry catfish on your dashboard while your margarita machine's running. They're just going to wave you on by. Now, if you want to avoid some trouble, store all your alcohol sealed while you're driving. And if you want to crack one open, move to the back of the RV and hand your wife the wheel. At the end of the day, RVing is about making memories, not about making bail. So check the laws, keep your pets buckled, and for the love of God, don't turn your driveway into an Airbnb. Now if you learned something, or maybe you laughed, or at least know where to store your booze in your RV now, hit that like button, subscribe, and ring the bell. And remember, the real adventure isn't the road trip, it's about avoiding fines in all 50 states. As always, we appreciate you guys watching. We'll catch you in the next one.